Back, everyone. Sorry, we've now had the Gremlins make their way into the video section of the broadcast. I think we're back up and running now. So we'll try to recap what's been going on here in this feature game. Sherry Just here with a 2-point lead to start the 8th end. Through the center guard.
There we go.
Amber Holland attempting to come around it instead of throwing the corner guard. She would have had that option. That's the stone you see at the very back of the 12-foot. An attempted come around is the second corner guard, or the second center guard, a little closer to the rings. Another attempt came to the back 8-foot, then an attempt to the back 4-foot, and they're slowly making their way to the front of the house.
Now they're where they need to be. Just to let you know, there was a handshake over on sheet B. There was 4 points taken by the Silvernagel team. So Silvernagel 10-1 over Mitchell.
Holland team sitting shot rock on the button, brings the second one down to the top 8-foot and just nudges that yellow stone.
The red?
Good news for the Holland team is you're sitting shot rock on the button. The bad news is, how are you ever going to score 2 in this?
2 is going to be really tough. I got some good news. I got some bad news.
Okay. Back 4?
But Sherry Just here looking to tap some things around, and I'll tell you, I don't love this call.
I was thinking the same.
Right now,
might make it easier for her.
Yeah, it takes Amber Holland 2 shots to get another stone in for shot rock, and you're going to make the first one for her potentially.
Whoa, whoa. You gotta curl. Gotta curl. Gotta curl. Yeah, yeah.
By the guard, makes the tap. Well, she made the shot they called, but I'm not sure it's any good. I don't know whose shot.
I don't know if it really matters just yet.
And there Amber saying it's still the red. But I think you could make that triple tap again, and the yellow would go by the red now.
Yeah, the angle's good for...
Angles are pretty good for us.
Yeah, for Amber.
It's the double peel.
Actually, if that yellow doesn't go by the red, it might be better. You might be able to kill a couple of yellows that way. So for now, looking
you can play
getting
this
rid
way,
of the guards.
Dick.
Angles in the house are pretty good. Hard to really get rid of any red stones for the Just team. So if you peel the guards, then you just turn around and say, okay, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yep. Really hard. Hard. Okay, clean.
As long as you don't do any...
I think they're going across the top and just getting a straight peel now.
Yeah.
For the Holland team, that was the guard that's blocking their
Yep.
big bang, bang, bang in the middle, I guess. If you hit that just right, I don't know, would all 3 yellows go? If it clipped the red at the back of the button?
Close, yep. Looking at changing some of these angles here.
Okay, gotta curl. Gotta curl. Gotta curl.
And this might have been one where you might have wanted to just throw the guard. You'd hate to cue anything up. This is coming into the rings. Makes the tap.
That's not
Well,
bad.
if it was there, it's still there.
I think you're
Nose
just
hit on the
playing
yellow
those.
kills 3 of them, doesn't it? Without killing any
leave.
reds.
Whoa. I think she kicked that, but...
I know. Did I move it?
Yeah, she moved it a bit.
Apparently, I'm struggling with that. I think peel.
Well,
Try to get that over, I guess. Nose.
Well, if she could make the nose hit here, thing I'm sure of is it's going to dramatically change what's in
It
the house.
is.
It's
And I
hard to
think you're gonna
tell
see
for
a lot
sure
of
whether
yellows
all
leaving
3
the ring.
yellows go.
Clean. Yep.
The top one will stay.
Yep.
But the other ones could be gone.
This might overcurl just a bit.
Yeah, she overcurled, but
Still kills
still
the
pretty
2.
good.
And actually the angle on the other 2 yellows, no good for Sherry Just. Still a double available
Yeah.
with no risk. It's the Holland team sitting 3 for the time being.
We should be able to get this.
It's a narrow port to get to them, but it is there.
Are you throwing normal? Or
I think I can just feel.
Kate?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a very big hole.
Yeah, like normal up.
If she can get to just off the nose, she might be able to make a triple.
Okay, normal up.
Yeah, you'll probably catch that
Our
back one
camera
on the
angle
way
makes
by.
it tough to tell whether she can hit that thick enough to hit the one at the back, pretty much directly behind that stone.
Yeah.
If it drives it by that stone, she probably only kills 1.
Right.
But if she can just catch a piece of that, it probably kills the 2 at the back of the 4-foot, and this one might spin out at least into the 8 if it doesn't roll out of play. First things first, she's got to make it through the port.
Yeah.
They were on this early.
Yeah, they're holding it. Good sweeping.
By the guard, makes the contact and does drive it by that one first. Just kills 1. Did move the other stone enough that hard to say who's second
I'm not
now.
sure who's second. Looks like yellow at the top, maybe.
Yeah,
It's-
it's close over
The
that
logo
one,
and the
but
funky
yeah.
rings makes it hard to see.
I don't think it changes what we do though. I still think we're here.
Yeah, I think she's playing that no matter what.
Probably. I'm looking and trying to decide if the triple's there on the yellow, will it go through the 2 reds?
And even if I'm short, that's not the end of the world, right?
It really, it probably
this
would
one's
depend on
gonna-
how you hit it.
I would
Maybe
say
a
the
little
jam
less
on the
smile
center
to
line
me.
won this one, I think.
A dead jam.
Hard to tell from our angle.
Which one?
There you go.
That's Laura's asking about it, I think.
I think it's jamming on that one on the back
Well,
4-foot.
there's enough
Jamming on
space
shot.
between the first 2. I think it really depends how you hit it.
Yeah.
You
Just
can't
half
count on
of
it
the 4-foot.
dragging.
Not a nibble. of
No,
four
there's
actually
too
is
much
good.
separation for a
Yep.
drag.
Okay, this is kind of in a bit. Than any of them, yeah. $14.75
Well, I would
or
have at least
15
looked at it because you're never going to play this shot on your last one. But if you can play, if it's there, if
Now's
you
the
can put it
time.
through those 2 reds, it's to sit 5.
And even if you leave one and you're sitting, you know, 5 red and 1 yellow, gives you a chance at something big.
That's good.
I don't mind this though. Now it's curling.
Had to wait on that stone to get off that yellow at the top of the 8-foot.
It's got some finish now though. Nice shot.
Pulls it into the top of the 4-foot, right behind the guard where she tapped the ice.
Follow it
Yeah.
Now, what's Sherry just got left?
on top
Look at
of
that
it?
line.
Or
Yeah, what does she have?
Maybe we should call a timeout just to give us
I'm
some more time.
wondering, yeah.
Okay, timeout.
I mean, the only
Timeout's been called. Gonna see
Coaches
Jim Wilson
will
come
make
on
the
out.
way to the ice. It's Jim Wilson, coach
I
of
was
the
just
Just
thinking,
team.
like, yeah, like either we
Yeah.
This
come
is where it
down
could really
and
matter. And I don't know if they've looked to see who's
Like
third shot yet, but to
might
me
have,
it
like,
matters
this
here whether you're shooting
drawing
against
out
2 or
there.
3.
Just 1 and 2, that one.
or if you high the 6.
Or no, they're 3.
So if you high
Now
like
they're
the
looking at it.
6 there and push the 5 straight back,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe just this.
but we have to hit on the high
Like even
high
this,
side to bring the
yeah.
5 in.
Doesn't look like
Or we
that's
could
where it's
just
going.
do
Looks to me like it's going to come off that back yellow.
Well, again, I think it depends how you hit it.
Well, there's no
Yes, I
drag,
agree.
so
I don't mind the tap on ours.
Tap.
Tap.
just a
Like
straight.
a high, like on the high side to bring the 5 straight, kind of back.
Here's a good shot
Like you're
of
pretty
it.
much hitting the 6 like this, to hit it into the 5, to come like, kind of like here. Like instead of coming off of the 7, we'd just be coming like.
You want to easily come to the back.
Yes.
Still out counting that.
Yes.
Like it's going to be tough for her.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
So just
Okay.
tap this. Okay, off of this one or just straight back?
Either one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think depending on how the line's going.
Okay.
No, oh, no.
Back
You could
eight,
make that
back
either
eight,
way,
back
but I'm
eight.
not sure you're going to get shot out of it.
Okay.
I think you could get second shot.
Yes, second is
back
probably
eight,
the
back
best you can get out of this.
I think so.
If you really needed shot,
So
you'd probably actually have to hit the first one on the outside, and then bring the yellow off
where are we
the other
hitting it
yellow.
first?
Yeah.
Are we nosing it or?
As I
But,
said,
but
they
to do
can
that,
come
you'd have to throw a little bit of weight too, and that's dangerous.
when
Like
there's
here would
an
be fine,
5
Yeah.
red in the
Yeah, a
rooms.
mitt full of red, and,
Yeah.
and you're throwing weight at your
Okay.
own rocks. That's
Yeah.
that's
not usually good.
dangerous. I think dangerous is the right word.
Okay, and you're throwing about back 8?
Back eight, yeah.
So they can hit this on the nose and actually come off their back one. If they over curl, that's not bad either.
Okay,
They've
back
got
eight.
options. But I don't think they can get shot out of this, but it's going to make Amber's
you know,
too hard.
I think they have to touch the yellow. I think
To
if they go
come
by
off
the
it.
yellow and go back to the back red, I think that red that Amber just delivered would still be second shot.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. That stone that Amber just delivered does have a bit of the back end of it into the 8-foot. So if you jam up against the one at the back, it's going to be close. First things first, you got to make the tap. And they were on this one early.
Yeah, they sure were.
She's looking to hit this close to the nose. This might be light as well. She's got to move 2 stones here.
Go, go, go! Has to go deep. Go, go, go!
Does take the hole away for Amber's 3. Not
No.
sure how she's going to get a third one
She's
in
going to
here.
come well around the outside. That's the only shot she's got.
Yeah. I think this is there, though. All she has to do is bite the 4.
Yeah, it's there. There's nothing, all the guards, even that stone that you can see, the red stone at the top of the 12-foot is the farthest one over, and there, good look from that camera angle.
Yep.
There is still a sliver of 4-foot available, and that's all she would need
That's right. Put it on the tee line.
to pick up her, I think, 3rd point for sure, and I would be surprised if it doesn't come down to a measure,
Yeah.
and it might be 3-rock measure
I gotta be
to
tight
determine
to
who's
that.
got 3rd stone over there.
Because that other one we were out.
Defer to the players a little bit on that. We always have to be aware that our overhead camera angle might not be 100% over the pinhole,
That's right.
but it from our angle, it's really hard to pick shot rock between those 3. Rushers were on this early. She had nice weight on her last draw last end and didn't get the curl she needed to get a piece of the 4-foot. Looks like she should get the line to get to the 4-foot, but this is going to be a little bit short.
Yeah. Now we'll see.
It's 2 for sure, and I think they're going to measure all 3 of those stones. Well,
Well, maybe
Megan's
not.
content to kick one of them away, and they're going to measure the other 2.
If I was a betting person, I'm going to start the week off by saying it's yellow. You want to take that?
Well, I don't want to go against you on it just yet. The thing that makes it difficult, and boy, it's nice to see all of these logoed rings. I
But-
think they're a good modern look, but in this particular case where this one goes from white to blue at the front and it goes from blue to white at the back, it
hard.
does make it a little bit more deceptive.
I agree. And
Which
here
is
we
probably
see
why it's a good idea
Bernadette
to measure
McIntyre,
these stones.
volunteer extraordinaire.
See, if you look at the blue line all the way outside the edge of the 4-foot, I think it's red.
Oh.
Because the blue line
Well,
around
that
the
is
edge of the 4-foot
deceiving. I
goes
know what
all
you're
the way
saying.
around, but then there's a white line on the one at the top as well. And that's what I mean. It's the going from one color to another that that makes it a little tougher.
I agree.
And it's the red.
It's red, yeah.
So it will be a pickup of 3 for Amber Holland, and she jumps back out to the lead. She'll have a 6-5 lead. Sherry Just will have.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we'll go through the scores here in all of this opening draw action. Kristen Streifel, after struggling for the first half of the game, has really turned things on here in the second half. Picked up a deuce in the 6th, has stolen the 7th and 8th ends to jump out to a 6-5 lead over Sherry Anderson. Anderson has the last rock as they play the 9th there.
Over on sheet B, that game has been concluded. Score 10-1, Silvernagel over Mitchell.
Our feature game back and forth a little bit. Amber Holland with a big score of 3 there in the 8th end, you just saw, now has the lead once again. Sherry Just with the last rock as we begin playing the 9th.
Eberly Barker is tied at 6. Right now, Chantel Eberly is playing a run back. Hit it a little too thin. Still a few rocks left to come. Penny Barker sitting 2 right now.
It's another back and forth affair over there.
Yeah. Well, you can tell it's early. Teams are still figuring out the ice. Great games, but
well, last end when Sherry Just threw up the center guard, Amber Holland opted to go around it right away. This end with the Holland team putting up the center, Sherry Just threw the corner.
Holland throws a second come around center.
Yeah,
and now Just is going to come around the center.
Didn't see the call there, though. I don't know if Holland wanted the second guard or it just came up short.
Yeah. But this works. Not going to be a blank, probably.
Well, and that's why I can't be 100% sure that Amber didn't call for the second center guard. The only thing Amber Holland doesn't want here is a blank end.
Exactly my point. Yeah, somebody needs to score.
I think in the 5 guard or 5 rock free guard zone rule, and we haven't had a lot of chance to talk to teams about it, but I think you'd almost rather give up 2 here than have the blank and at least have the hammer coming home.
I agree. Still kind of similar to the 4 rock rule.
It's a lot easier to get your deuce with those,
the 5?
with that. The 5 rock free guard zone gives the team with last rock 2 free guards, which they didn't get under the 4 rock. So, you know, if you make all your shots,
theoretically,
it's really hard to stop a team from getting 2.
I agree.
Having said that, we have seen it be a little bit tricky to get around corner guards so far today. And there's a rollout.
Here comes the peel. Nicely done.
Just played that like she was playing a single peel.
I don't think the double peel was ever the call there or even looked at.
Didn't look like it. Again, different teams are going to have different views on how they want to play these ends with the 5 of rock, and we haven't seen them do it a lot yet. I just wonder, if you knew you were going to peel at the earliest opportunity, why did you throw the corner guard in the first place?
Right.
Line's a little tight. Line's a little tight.
But this is really good. This must have picked.
Well, I think it did. I'm
going
not totally
sideways.
sure.
Tick it off.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if I dare say it. It looked like a pick, but it was thrown by left-hander. So this gives Sherry just the chance to open up the middle. Makes the hit. The shooter will roll all the way out of play. And now just the 2 guards off the center line. Amber Holland going to try to use what she's got. She definitely doesn't want a blank end.
No.
It's getting late to throw another guard.
Even here is fine. Great.
Yeah, that's not
We'll go
bad.
tight. We'll go one
Certainly
tight.
long guards there. Can't be much longer.
Not moving
Laura
much.
Strong cleaning
There it goes
this
now.
here. A lot of room by the front 2 stones. And
That's fine.
I think because of that, they opted not to sweep that into the rings. They could have brought that in, but
all
it
by
would have been
then.
open.
Just
Has a tight center. Sherry just decides she would like to get rid of that rock. Megan Anderson, attempt to peel here. Too far out of the house to try to roll in, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Will roll towards the other corner and stay for a tight corner guard.
shot 12.
Call is in the house now.
Got a bit of room. Bit of room. Needs to move. Needs to move.
Tighter line, obviously, than the first stone, but still lots of room by the guards.
Yeah, more than lots.
Starting to curl now.
Now it's finishing though.
Yep, keep going. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
When the guard is that long, lots of room to curl by it.
And the tap of the heel is kind of that universal symbol for hack weight.
That's a universal symbol?
Well,
Signal?
fairly universal. maybe not in senior women's, but,
In your world.
but everywhere else.
Okay. Nice shot.
Almost like
And now the roll is going to be behind the tee line.
I guess this way isn't awful.
And all the discussion now about which one to try to roll behind.
Is she? Like if we're here.
Whichever way you're rolling, you're behind the tee line.
Yeah, she's likely freezing if you go behind the corner.
I think she's likely freezing either way, if it's totally
Well,
buried.
I think if you're behind the ones on the other side, the longer guards, you're back far enough that if you
Okay.
freeze, she could freeze again and you're forced.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yours.
You play the shorter roll, you're probably still right at the tee line.
I guess if it's that far back, they could play the come around in front of the tee line.
Yeah,
They don't
probably
need to
wouldn't have to come
freeze.
down to it. Or she could play to tap it again if she wants to try for the blank. First things first, Amber's got to make the hit and roll behind cover.
Whoa.
Makes the hit, and they did opt to go behind the corner guard as a shorter roll. Rolls past it just a little bit, but may not be a bad thing. Does
Well, I
make
would
Sherry
think
take a
Amber-
look about whether she wants to make a run at the hit.
Yeah, I think Amber will like the fact that it makes sure there's not a blank end. It's going to be points either way.
Well, it would be very difficult for Sherry to make a play on that stone without rolling out, and then
Of course.
Amber would get a chance to put a good one in around those guards.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Where is it?
Brusher's indicating this might have a lot of weight.
Yeah, 9-10's not what you need.
Little bit. Yep. Yep. Hard, girls.
It will be interesting to see how the ice holds up.
By the guard,
Should slide here.
it comes to rest just full 8 foot
Yeah.
inside the red, and it is shot rock.
For now.
Looks to be buried, so I think Amber's going to have to follow it down.
Yeah.
She can get the force this way, though. Amber Holland with her final stone here in the 9th end. Needs to sit on the face of the stone. It was just delivered by Sherry Just. And if she can, that would force the Just team to try to pick up their single here. They're on this a lot earlier. I don't know if this is going to get by the yellow stone up front.
I think
it does.
it's by.
Now is
It's
it going to
just over
overcurl, though?
curling.
And
Not
it does.
quite
It'll
the
come up
weight.
just a little short of where it needs to be. Sherry Just already sitting one, a chance to draw for 2 and take the lead coming home.
Will make for an interesting 10th end.
It'll curl harder this way. Okay. No. Okay. Mine's tight. Might be more. T-line. T-line.
Brushers had picked this up early, but didn't really go full sweep until about halfway down. Looks to be good.
Nicely done.
And will come to rest in the 4-foot, picks up her 2 points, and Sherry Just will take a 1-point lead into the final end of play.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
I miss curling season. Summer is so boring.
Turn that frown upside down. New Holland for everyone in curling.
Welcome. This year you're in the gold group.
There's lots of rec time. There's lots of class time.
Ice time.
There's good food to fuel the boys.
And most importantly, team spirit.
At curling camp,
every day is for the boys.
We love Matt and Megan.
These have been the best 4 days of my summer. Can't wait till next year.
You know what I want to do? I want to go hit some dingers!
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are...
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a bit of a back and forth affair on all of the 3 games that are still in play. Sheet A, Sherry Anderson got out to a good start in this game, but Krista Streifel fought her way back. Anderson with a deuce in 9, though, has a 7-6 lead going home. It is Streifel with last rock there as they play the 10th.
And the only game that has been concluded, Sheet B, 10-1, Silvernagel over Mitchell. And over on Sheet D, it was a big steal of 3 in the 8th end by the Barker team. Score 9-6, Barker over Eberly.
Back and forth on our feature sheet as well. Lead changes in the last 3 ends. Amber Holland hoping for one more lead change after this end.
Yeah,
and interesting, we saw this in the 8th end, and I'm really surprised to see it here when Amber Holland needs to. The center guard's thrown up, and rather than throw the corner guard, she elects to come around.
And it looks like the
on its own.
Just team going all out for the steal, calling for the second center.
Well, and this call doesn't surprise me. We talked about it just a few ends ago about if you make all your shots, it's really hard to prevent a deuce. So you almost have to play hard
all
for
out.
The steal.
Yep, I agree.
And you almost wonder, again, we haven't talked to them about it, but you wonder if the Holland team hasn't looked at this situation and said, look, we know the other team's going to throw guards, so let's just use them.
Let's get in there no matter where they are.
Try to set up our deuce early.
Yeah, like this. Sort of.
Well, actually, I like the positioning of that stone. It's not buried. But
Usable.
It does mean that if you come around here, which is what Sherry Gus is looking to do, that red might be available to be pushed up onto shot rock. Boy, that red looks like it's open enough. I'd be tempted to make a play on it yet. It's a dangerous stone where it is.
I agree. Very usable by the Holland team.
Well, if you make anything too good here, she's just going to slash it onto you.
Yep.
A little bit.
Nice line by the front one. This is going to come up short.
Amber's going to take that away, hopefully, and have her options on both sides. It's going to get messy.
Yeah. Nothing out of the brushers so far. Wanted this in the top of the 8-foot. Sure wouldn't want to slide to the back of the 4-foot.
No, for sure not.
That's fine.
But it's not.
Will come to rest.
Pretty deep. A little deeper than they like.
Wow, Sherry just looking for the tap back. From that camera angle, you can see that rock just about dead buried. You don't want to be heavy on this. You'd be quite all right if you just stopped in front of it.
Sat on top. I agree.
The problem with the tap, even if you make the tap, if you roll out, you leave a chance for them to roll back in. And they're on this one for line. Well, they back away, and this might be a case of they played for the tap, and they are going to do just exactly that. They're going to make the tap, but the shooter's going to roll into the open.
Yeah.
Boy, and I think, you know, I'm sure they'll be talking about that one after the game, but that might have been a time to bring the weight down. Just sit in front of it for now.
I agree. Sure, Coach Jim is watching and writing that down. No. Back to the Holland team, though. They need to get this roll, too. Or even edge to edge, at least.
Clean. Clean.
This doesn't look like it's going to get to the inside either.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, that gives the Just team a pretty good out here, though.
You play it as the draw or play the hit and roll in? But either way. We're looking at the indication of a bumper weight hit.
Or we can go here.
And I think this timeout call might have come from behind the glass. It might have been Jim signaling down to the girls.
Oh,
so
good
they're
eye.
going to call their timeout. Well, I'm not positive. It's just the way the girls were indicating from the hack end. It kind of looked like they were pointing up.
Oh, okay.
So I think
There he comes.
they're at the situation. They're in the situation now where they've got rocks against them. They're going to have to play for the steal. And Coach Jim might have wanted to have a chat about how you want to play these last 4 shots.
Let's hear what you have to say.
Let's try and put one very, you know, top 4 foot type.
Okay, they do have that slash.
Hey,
but I mean,
we got to hopefully miss somewhere along the line.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I think the call is now the intern come around.
Yeah, I think he preferred the draw. And
Yeah.
there's more than one way you could come at this, but you don't really have to play that in off yet. You could always play it later if you needed it.
Also leaves it for Amber, though, too, depending on where
Well,
they go.
it does, but if you get this to the top of the 4 foot, it's a tough rock, even if it's half exposed, because you'd have to risk jamming it on those 2 at the back.
Right.
You can give her 1. You just can't give her 4. Or even 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like to see this get under cover.
It's got some curling to do.
Yeah, looks like it might need some breaks as well.
Actually, line's pretty good. Just needs to slow down.
Comes to rest in the back. Looks to be second shot.
Just half in the 4 is good, Sin. Half in the 4.
Yeah.
And having second shot there could be good if you could convince Cindy not to make this shot.
Yeah. If this shot is made, it's going to be pretty tough.
Well, but you almost have to make it here. It's getting, you don't make this one, and there might not be another way to get into the 4 foot.
That's true.
The 4-foot's pretty much gone from the other side of the sheet already.
Well, Amber's got the tap.
She's got the tap, yeah. Yeah, Amber's got a way in.
Amber does, not Sherry.
Not Sherry, though.
Line's good. Line's good. Yeah, little fly. Can you tap off this? Take it right off this if you can.
Cindy Ricci has come up short a few times, and it appears that she's going to come up short again here.
Yeah. Give Sherry team a really good chance here.
Well, they could come down and even sit on the one that they just threw, and
they sure
how
can
do you get it out of there.
Yeah, takes all those other 4 reds out of play.
Out of her hand, the brushers have backed right away. I wonder if that figured into her thinking as well. You can come down to your own, but if you throw it that way, they're playing plan B now. They're trying to come off the red.
Has a lot of curling to do. Oh, no.
It's going to come down to their own, but it's going to move it. And roll off it a little bit. It is yellow sitting 1 right now.
They're shot now, but I think we're still here.
Given the options that Amber has, I like sitting top 4.
Yeah, she's got taps available really on both sides.
Both
she
sides.
could angle slash that red
Yeah.
right beside her broom into those 2 yellows at the back easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue right now is get shot rock at the front of the 4-foot if you can.
I agree.
This one's a long ways out.
Dab if you need to.
It's going to have a lot of room by the guard on this one.
No, Deb. No.
They thought about the tick. That's not going to go.
Nice read, Sam.
That's not too bad.
Gets shot rock.
Yep.
May have left room.
I'm not sure
she
she
can't do
can
it with a
get
lot
to
of
the
weight. She could
inside.
probably do it with draw, maybe.
I don't know how much we're going to get to the inside.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's just fine.
I can pretty much draw.
Okay.
So we could probably do this a little bit less.
Okay.
Backwards.
Okay.
It looks better from that angle than it does from the hacks, I think. She's got to get to the inside if she's going to move it.
Yeah, I think getting to the inside is pretty tough. She'd almost be better off to, well, that won't work either. Getting to the inside of the other side.
Yeah, I'm looking at the red-yellow out front, and if you hit it, does it come onto that red at the top of the 8-foot and spin into the 4-foot that way? But, you know, I don't know that you'd want to open things up like that.
Well, thing is, you have to get shot.
Yep! Yes!
This is a lot tighter line than the last couple of stones down here, and they do have to get by the guard. And it's not going to get by. And that's that angle I was talking about. Boy, looking the way that hit it, it might have been there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It probably isn't anymore. Even if it's there, I'm not sure if it helps you to play it yet, because you'd open up that other side of the sheet.
The double yellow bump now for Sherry over on this side is going to be a good option. If Amber's sitting couple. Or it doesn't really matter
looks like
what
they're
she's
looking
sitting.
at the draw here. I'd be looking to hit that red on the nose.
Broom with less.
You hit the red on the nose, you're sitting 6.
As long as your shooter stays on top and
Well,
you
that's
don't
why you've
give
got to
her
hit
the
on the
option.
nose, yeah.
Yeah, you have to get to the nose though. You certainly don't want to give her the.
But you'd have the front half of the house completely closed off.
I agree.
It's not the end of the world, right?
Well, it
still
leaves
got
her the
one on
double
other
tap.
side.
Yeah, that would be all it would leave.
Yeah.
You're still, by playing a draw
okay
here, you're leaving some kind of an in-off on that.
This is a broom with less than Cindy's last one. She just threw.
Yeah, you threw here 2 ends ago.
My, just nicer.
Yeah.
Not that you need 6 points, but if you're sitting 6, it makes it a lot harder to cut you to 1 than if you're sitting 2 when Sherry just goes to throw her next one.
Line's good.
Come down to that red and tap it straight back, but didn't get her shooter inside far enough to get the second shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, if she hits the exact same way with more weight, she's sitting a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
And how, if you put the rocks right there, take that one in the 4 foot away, assuming it rolls with the 2 yellow ones.
Yeah.
How does Sherry just even get in?
I certainly know what you're saying. The good news is now for Sherry Just, Amber's only sitting 1. But now what are you playing?
Well, Sherry Just looking like she's lining up an angle, but you're sure not playing that.
No.
I think she has to guard the shot that Amber just threw. That's
give Amber the out-turn tap.
Well, this one's just too easy, and she can play it with whatever weight she wants. She hits it hard. She's killing the 2 yellows at the back.
Well, unless she gets shot, she plays the double tap on the yellows.
Yeah.
You're leaving Amber a million shots. She's got that one. She's got that tap over there.
So we could.
While they discuss that, we're going to turn our attention over to the final stone on sheet 1.
I know, but what?
Sherry Anderson up 1 coming home.
Sitting 1.
Kristen Streifel has last rock, but it is Sherry Anderson sitting 1 on the button, and it looks like this is going to be a run through the long red guard onto the situation in the button area. If you hit it just right, the 2 reds could go, the run back stone could go, and you could be left sitting 2 yellows for the win. Rushers were on it early. This is in the neighborhood. Makes the hit, but just over curl, catches the yellow in the corner of the 8 foot, and it will be a steal of 1. Sherry Anderson picks up the victory there.
Okay.
Somebody must be sick. I see they're not shaking.
Back.
Usually takes into the 2nd or 3rd day before we get into the bumping of the elbows, but maybe they've all heard about Susan.
There you go. Okay, so what are we back to? Double yellow bump.
I think they ended up with the double yellow tap.
Yeah.
Just take a look down there.
You know, I know what you were saying, Sean.
Yeah.
But she has 48 options here.
True enough. But she's still going to, well.
Oh, she's got to make it.
Yeah, don't be light on this. Is the thing. If you make the tap, there's no way it's going through the house.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You just can't be light on this. Now, even if she doesn't get shot rock here, this actually, there's potential for her shooter to roll over and take away 1 tap, and the raised stone to come over and nudge the one that Amber just threw and take away the other tap.
Yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah. Whoa, whoa.
She's definitely not light.
Oh, it's close, I think.
Makes the hit, comes back a little thin on that one, and it's going to push it too far, but did she take away both the other shots? It's close. Well, she's certainly made it more difficult. The tap on the other side is gone. It's buried.
I'll call our time.
Here's we go.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, she could hit that yellow, though.
She's going to have to play it as a double tap.
Yeah. It changes it a bit.
Yeah. There you can see from that angle that out-turn tap, that one's gone.
Just a hair more and a hair more wheat. You like that ice?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I guess it depends on how much extra.
Huh?
I guess it depends on how much extra. I'm just thinking.
My side, so.
Yeah, back 12. That's
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Back line. Back 8.
Back 12.
Back 12. Let's go.
just back 12. You guys want a bit more and tighten up the ice.
So Amber Holland going to need to play the double tap. She did play a fairly similar shot. It was the straight draw on her first stone, but has to go a little wider to make this tap.
You can give me a little lesson.
The building is quiet. Just 2 games left and only 3 stones left to come between both games. They're on Amber's right away. Well, they're not going to make the double tap. Now they're looking at draw through the court. I don't know if this is going to get by the front stone. Will not. And coming into the rings doesn't make contact with anything to matter. It's going to be just a steal of, or a score of a single point for Amber Holland, and we're going to head into an extra end. All tied up. Sherry Just will have the last rock in that extra. And before we go to break, we're going to turn our attention to the final stone here on sheet 4. It is Penny Barker up 2 coming home. Just the, well, pardon me, it is Eberly sitting 2, but the shot stone wide open, just needs to make this one go away.
Actually, I think my weight was close.
And she can pick up the victory here. Well, you just need to make this go away. When they yell, whoa, right at your hand, that's not a good sign.
I didn't like her reaction.
And
like
they're headed to an extra end after a steal of 2 for Chantel Eberly. So we're going to have some bonus play here in draw number 1.
Yeah, 2 games going to the extra ends. Back on our sheet, they're conferring with coaches.
Both huddled up. They do get a 3-minute break. Heard a little bit of discussion from Amber. They thought the weight was pretty good out of her hand, but that rock was gone early.
Yeah. When I had a chance to talk to Amber in the 5th end break, she was saying there were some certain paths and tracks that they're still trying to figure out.
Well, she did tighten up her ice just a little bit from the hacks, and I think that goes back to the uncertainty, how much more ice they needed to take when they were playing a wider path. But and I didn't hear them say that it picked or anything, but
they called it early.
Was inside the line. Pardon me?
They called the sweep early.
Yeah,
so
they were on it right away.
Yeah. So I'm not sure it was a pick. It was just gone early. Here we go. So where do you like to go with this, Sean? Tight or just over the hog line?
If I'm throwing it, tight, because I hate throwing that other one.
I like the one just over the hog line.
Yeah.
Not as a thrower, but just as the call. That makes that split harder, or tapping it into the ring split harder. I like this.
Very nice.
Good job. Perfect.
Always interesting to see how teams are going to approach this. The Just team not going to attempt the tick. They're coming right in.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, though. If you don't get a chance to practice that tick a lot, and it's a low enough percentage for your team, you might be just further ahead to make this draw. You play this draw all the time.
Yeah.
And then we got to be careful. It might have picked something up.
Top 8's good. 9. Top 8. Well then, right off then. Okay, well.
It's looking a little
Backhouse
deep.
is not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Make sure it's back 8.
Oh, I was going to say.
Just don't want to be right behind the button there.
Or there.
Yeah.
Here comes the second guard.
The tricky part to this one is always to try to get the 2 in line.
Line's a little tight.
Not that they can peel it yet, but
Line's a
a
little
few more
tight.
rocks they'll be able to play the peel, and you don't want to leave them an angle for an easy double peel.
For the double peel.
Go for 3.
Yep, for sure. You got to come around.
Line's good. Go for 3.
This is looking pretty good. Nicely done by Deb.
I would have loved to get a little bit tighter, but the line is really good.
Same weight.
Double peel goes back onto that yellow as well now.
Yeah.
Except there'll be another yellow one there.
Well, I'd like the other yellow to be about 3 feet higher at least.
Got a curl. Megan, if anyone.
I don't think I want to touch it, no.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, good.
Still a hair deep.
Yeah, it's
This way.
above the button, but definitely deeper than you'd like it to be.
Tapping it in, she's good.
Well, here's that 5 rock rule in play. Can't double peel yet.
I don't think the team that's trying to steal is going to want to peel the center guards anyway. Just a hunch.
Got a bit of room. Line's good. That line. Hard line. Yep, stay on it. Yep, stay on it. Okay.
Well, this is going to come up well short. And
Okay,
start
how about
splitting
now?
the guards off. And now what do you do if you're Amber Holland? And maybe more of the issue right now is what do you do if you're Sherry Just? Was this part of the game plan for Amber Holland? Let's confuse them. Because they're talking about guarding. I think you've got to peel something, but which one?
I would be peeling. I would. But which, where, and how?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about just straight peel on that one on center line? I know you have no way in.
You could, but yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
All your draw paths are gone.
But you still have a few rocks to come yet. Oh, they're talking guarding?
Well, I think they were discussing it. I'm just not sure I like that idea. You're throwing a center guard with last rock in the extra end.
On seconds.
I think I might have to go this turn though.
Run this corner in? On your second's first rock, actually. I'm looking behind the glass to see what Coach Jim Thing is.
I was expecting them to be doing jumping jacks, trying to call their. They do get a timeout here in the extra end.
Play the double run.
So now the team with last rock is throwing center guards, and the team without last rock.
Now I don't sound so silly for my call before.
At least the difference here with Amber Holland, she's actually not trying to kill the guard. She's trying to run this straight back. The problem is if you don't make the run back, you're probably killing a bunch of guards.
Thing is, though, you make it now. That back red goes on to the yellow, and they're the almost, but they're the team sitting shot now with 4 guards out front.
Well, they're not sitting shot, but the only one that's left now is behind the behind the button.
Oh, I know. Now we're back to peeling. Yeah. Nice peel. I think we're back to traditional strategy now for a while.
tell you, I'm almost surprised she's playing this right on the center line. I thought you might look to go about half under the two long ones and hope you get a crash on the high one and you can start to bring it back to the center line that way.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
All there, hey? Extended a lot.
Not bad. Clean it, guys. Line's good. Starting to curl now. Good.
They were on this one early. Hits it thin enough to roll the shooter out of play. That's all they were looking for.
There you go. She heard you, Sean.
Line's a little tight. Line's a little tight.
Looking to just change the position of this guard a little bit, hopefully make it a little more difficult to peel.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Good.
And choosing to throw on top 8.
And Kim's looking at me funny to see if I'm going to say anything about it. Yeah, I don't love this call.
I was walking you into that one.
Yeah. This rock, I know she's playing it into the 12-foot, but that's still essentially a guard on a rock in the back of the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Amber Holland's got to be happy with that shot.
Oh, for sure.
Now if you can come around that, that stone's protecting you.
You know, like that. Just
She's
with
looking at the
that.
double.
You like that? Yep. I want to make sure we kind of, well, it's not. It just might be early. Like the other thing is we can just play the head, nose. Like that's the
Don't
other
think
thing.
it's
we just
early.
nose.
You
Even
got
if
2
we
stones
didn't have
left.
that, that's still behind the tee. It's not off. She's going to guard them. What do we have? Well, then we come around. Okay. So, do you like the little tappy thingy?
My only thought is perhaps
like the
Amber's
nose?
not looking at just come around because she's not sure she
Sure
can
it'll
totally
finish.
bury. There's
Yeah.
not enough
I don't
movement
mind
on this
nose.
ice now.
Because
bury.
probably the roll under.
To play
unless
the
we
freeze?
make The actual get it out of the 4-foot. She's coming around. Right. Yeah. Just the thing with the nose. Either one.
I don't mind just off nose rolling the hair
Yeah.
under. What's she gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. Just what kind of weight do we want? Yeah, something that's gonna move a little. Yeah. Let's go 10.5. Okay.
So you heard the call. Boy, it doesn't look like they can get to the inside from our camera angle, but
Not
I think
from
it's just a
this
little bit of
angle.
finish maybe.
I think once it gets to the line, yeah. Maybe.
You'd hate to jam this straight back. Well, Amber Holland with her first stone here in the 11th end needs to steal a point.
Off. Off.
Not happy with her path to the 4-foot right now, so looking to make a play on the stone at the top 8. This is going to have to curl. Make the hit on the top one, but her shooter rolls across and may have blocked part of that draw path. Still, it's in a position where it can be tapped up, so Sherry Just is going to make a play on it. And she'll probably try to roll back to the center line, I would think.
I would think so. She rolls anywhere else, Amber has the freeze. However, I think there's room for another one on top if she does make the freeze.
Yeah.
It's back far enough.
Mind you, you don't have to be all the way to the freeze either, just to where she'd have to tap it onto that stone.
Right.
Sherry Just with her first stone here on the extra end. She has last rock, does have shot rock now. Just trying to take away anything that Amber might have.
Oh, that's
Makes
perfect.
the hit, rolls back to the center line.
Very nice.
I think that's the best she could do with that shot.
I agree. This isn't an easy come around.
No, it's a tight port because of that, that stagger. Amber Holland with her final stone here needs to come around and catch a piece of the button just to force Sherry Just to throw.
Line's good. Hard line.
This one's starting to curl early. She's got to get by that stone at the top of the 12 foot. I don't think that's going to happen. And yeah, you see the sweepers back away. It will come down, tap that stone, and it will be 2 points for Sherry Just. She picks up a victory here in the opening draw, and a good start for the Just team in a back and forth game. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level. We'll see if we can get a word with Sherry while we wait for that to happen. We're down to the final 2 stones left on sheet 4. Chantel Eberly needs the steal. And hard to tell from my vantage point, but I think Eberly is sitting 1 at the back of the 4 foot, but there's a short little tap available for Penny Barker at the front. Eberly's team has called their timeout, just discussing what they want to do with her final stone. Penny Barker's got shots available on both sides.
I don't know. They just never seem
Coach Shane Kitts has made his way out there. There's a good look at it. It does look like the red at the back is shot rock. But Penny Barker's got a draw available in the in turn and the tap on the outs turn. I can't see that Chantel could take both away. While we wait for them to make a decision, Kim has made her way down and has Sherry Just with her now.
Hi, Sherry. Great game. Welcome to Provincials as a skip.
Thank you.
That was a great game. Off to some interesting ends. Nice hit and roll across. Your opinion on the game?
Thank you. It was a very close game, and it could have gone either way for either team. So yeah, we're lucky to be alive with that at the end of that game. So
it was a wild one. How did the ice hold up? How was the ice for you?
The ice is beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So can't complain about the ice. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Alrighty, and your plans for the rest of the week?
You know, some more curling. Yeah, so obviously, you know, we have the one win, and now we want to just, you know, take one game at a time and really play well.
Awesome. Good luck, you guys. Well done.
Thank you so much.
And on sheet 4, it appears that Chantel Eberly is elected to play the in-turn come-around. I think part of that discussion had to be the fact that she couldn't guard both shots, so she's going to try to get in underneath the corner of that yellow tap. She might be able to take both shots away that way. Would at least force Penny Barker to go wide for the draw. Indication is that the line's good, but the Brushers picked it up early. It's getting tight to that guard. Not going to get by. Now it does tap the guard up to perhaps take away the tap back. The shooter rolls far enough that the port on the other side is there. The Barker team does still have their timeout remaining. And they have called it.
I guess they could just play the pick.
They could. Well, it would be a tough port to draw through. I think that's the only shot she's got.
Yeah.
And she can't see all of it.
Well, I'd say she could see a good 3/4, don't you think, according to center line?
Well, 2/3 to half anyway. But she could see all of it last end.
I know. I was going to make a comment like that too, and I thought that was.
And that's the thing. That rock went straight down. So it's when you're flirting with a guard, and you know that the ice might be straight when you pick your weight up. You know, I'd be surprised if it's not in the back of her mind. For Chantel, she probably gets away with that if her shooter doesn't roll that far. It actually could have at least made penny shot a lot more difficult.
Yes.
So Penny Barker into the hacks now. This will be the final stone of draw number 1. Needs to make the red stone at the back of the 4-foot go away. And they've called the brush on right away. By the guard, by the stone at the top of the 8-foot, makes that red one go away, and it will be a victory for Penny Barker over Chantel Eberly, and that will conclude draw 1 here at the 2019 Viterra Scotties Provincial Curling Championship. We'll quickly recap for you all of the scores here in this opening draw. On sheet A, it was Sherry Anderson stealing one in the 10th end to pick up the 8-6 victory over Kristen Streifel. On sheet 2, the early action, the game done after 7 ends, as Robin Silvernagel picked up 3 in the 5th and another 4 in the 7th to take a 10-1 lead, and early game over the Mitchell foursome. Our feature game into the extra end, Sherry Just picking up a deuce in the extra to take the 9-7 victory over Amber Holland. And also in an extra end on sheet 4 was Penny Barker, as you just saw it, making the hit with her final stone, picks up the single point and the victory over Chantel Eberly. We want to thank you all for being with us here at the opening draw, and apologize once again for the glitches we had. Hopefully things will run a little bit smoother when we're back on here in a couple of hours for draw 2.